This is Machukanyarieko TV talk show, where we analyze politics and governance issues. We focus on national, local, and international news. We examine the political way of our people, social and economic. Nyarieko TV talk show, the house of ideas.
The issue of Puteraga's drama on the echoes of war has brought out many questions on what kind of education our children should be given. Do we just give our children school milk and assume giving them civic education? Do we just give them porridge, chapatis, and in that manner we hope to have prepared our children for the future civic duties? What is the basic definition of politics? Politics has what to do with who takes what, when, why, and how. How will students, pupils come to know about this civic education if they cannot be introduced to riddles, poems, drama, political science, history, and government? Welcome to Machukanyarieko TV talk show, the house of ideas, and today that will be our discussions. But before we proceed, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, kindly subscribe so that wherever we produce another video, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to our subscribers, thank you for your continued support. Back to our discussions. I want to be general in nature because I want to bring out the relationship that has existed between the young people, right from 6 years, those are the children, to 18 years since independence, and how they have collaborated between the people and the government. At independence, civic education, that is during the Jomo Kenyatta's tenure, was introduced to syllabus, and this civic education was simply to introduce these young people to the government, to tell them what the government is. Actually, even in a standard 1, 2, or grade 1, 2, 3, their teachers normally ask them, who in social studies, who is your president, who is your governor? So teaching starts at earlier stages. Portraits, this that you find that are put in business premises, offices, for portraits that belong to the president, are made to create the picture of the authority that goes with this office. And therefore, it's not in doubt that civic education is taught right from the lower levels. These young people are taught riddles, more especially lower classes, riddles, mashairis, poems, sayings, so that to train them to be critical thinkers. It is of much surprise when you find that young people are being stopped from expressing themselves. You know, young people will express themselves through poems, widows, and others. And that is where they pass a given information in which even grown-ups will otherwise not have done. Take an example of Shamba la Wanyama. Shamba la Wanyama or Animal Farm, written by or authored by George Orwell. It is a good example of how governments are behaving. You can think that the author was talking of governments, or was focusing on governments within East and Central Africa, how they behave, how they may decide to change the constitution at night, while you come in the morning, what was there has already been changed. This happens time and again. In these countries, you will find those people by Mukimwa, Ngurue, always supporting the government in a regime Mukimwa yu sahi. When he changes mind, they always say the head is right. Wherever thought is poured in by the head, the tortoise will always say the head is right. Animal Farm also talks of people having equal rights, but we have those who have more equal rights than others. Wanyama wote ni sawa, lakini kuna wale ambao ni sawa zaidi ya wengine. That's what is happening. And these ideas are meant to train these young people to be critical thinkers, so that in the future they can be able to bring their countries, their societies into the right perspective with economic empowerment. Then, if you stop these children from participating in these co-curricular activities, it also means that you should not go to church. When you go to church, there are some issues in which the pastor, the reverend, or the bishop may be talking about, and each and every person will be thinking that he's talking about him. And every person may be frustrated that this pastor, probably there is someone who has told him or her of the problems that I have back at home. During the Moi era, before you joined universities, for those who had qualified, you were to go to a compulsory National Youth Service training, and this was meant to train these people to obey and to be loyal to the country. While when William Ruto came in, he had such idea, but where it went, it lost on the way. So it was, the trainings were meant to train these young people to be unquestionable, to be patriotic to the republic. Also, you saw Nyayo milk in schools. The Nyayo milk made it associate, or the young people associate themselves with the regime. They sang Nyayo everywhere. So those are some of the ways in which the government has been socializing these young people. You come to the time of Uhuru Kenyatta, there was the children charter. How can you tell young people not to participate in political affairs, and yet they elect the officials there's that democratic exercise. Are you about to change the rules and the regulations of schools? If you go to high school, the young people elect their president. And one philosopher says, by nature, man is a political animal. This means man needs to associate. Wherever there is two people, they form groups where they associate, and once you begin by associating, you form yourself into social groups, leading to formation of leadership by nature. So when the deed come that you can separate politics from individuals, religion from individuals. During the Kibaki era, education was free. This made the young people embrace the government. During the Uhuru Kenyatta's era, the effort to cut or to cap exam cheating by the CS then, Fred Okengo Matiangi, has made the young people even today remember him, and even they want to put him or to recruit him into a political office, that is presidency. Do you mean that, or don't you see, when we have political rallies, a child of 6 years is given a poem that has got pregnant words to speak, to pass information which any other person will not have passed? So it is very important for the specific institutions to make sure that they don't harass young people because of their political positions. Even Inspector General, if the Commander-in-Chief of Defense Forces, if the NIS boss can speak issues related to politics, who are the children? Do we again go back and start conceptualizing who should the children be? Should we push down to 13 years so that all of those above 13 years can participate in electing their leaders? Kindly drop your comments on our commentary section, like our videos, share, and most importantly, subscribe. This is the house of ideas where you can not compare with any other house. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.